Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday Show. I'm your host, Tracy. I was gone last week, and I'll explain here after I get done with my mini commercials. Um, First of all, if you are not a subscriber to my channel, please consider becoming a subscriber. The link to become a subscriber is in the description section. I am probably 11 away from 100 and really wanted to get to the century mark in terms of how many subscribers I have. If you have not, please consider doing so. Also, I'm still looking for my sixth Patreon. The link to my Patreon is down in the description section. What else is in the description section? My website, www.tracymediallc.com. And I can't think of anything else I want to advertise just yet. But if I do, I'll just say, oops, forgot this one or something to let you know that I forgot. So, like I said, I was gone. I did not tape last week. And that's because last week was just such a busy week. I had, let's see, Monday was Nia Academy, Tuesday was prison symposium, Wednesday was prayer meeting, Thursday was choir rehearsal. I think Friday was the only day that I had free. And even then, I was still doing some errands. And then Saturday, I had a retreat and choir rehearsal. So I had to recover. I just had to. I wasn't going to tape today, but I'm like, no, I don't want it to be 2 weeks gone. Um, so just deciding, hey, got to come in here and talk about things. Um, just to kind of, stay on that track of keep producing shows and not doing a show and then dropping it. Um, didn't want to start that trend, although, like I said, I am completely worn out. But that's okay. I'm gonna press through and try to make this video short. I say that every time I do the Saturday show and I end up just talking. And normally I start with something political, and this time it's no different. The midterms are November the 8th. And if you have not registered, please register. No, it's too late to register. It's too late to register. So if you haven't registered by this point, somehow you'll get left out. But if you have and you can early vote, um, if you're like me, I'm probably not going to get to early vote this time. I'm probably going to have to wait until election day to vote, which I really don't like doing that, but I don't see how I can take this show and go early vote unless I do a podcast while I'm in line. And I don't know how to go from my phone to a Zoom video because I use Zoom. I don't know how to do that. So, and I know that lines to wait can be up to 3 to 4 hours. And I just rather wake up early Tuesday the 8th, go vote at about 6 o'clock, 6:30, get in there, get out of there, and go to work. Um, Pretty much, I think it's going to be a Republican landslide. I in the House. I can't see Democrats keeping the House, and really, it's their own fault. Like you've literally given people no reason, all the Democrats that are up for reelection, reason to vote for you. I got this one hair sticking out. You haven't given people any reason, and you know, Roe v. Wade being overturned in terms of letting down the states aside, that's not going to be enough. Um, Gas prices are back up. Inflation is still affecting us. Everything's gone up. You really haven't given us any reason to vote for you. And, when they lose, because they'll use the excuse either Black people didn't vote, our side stayed home, blah, 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 blah. When it really boils down to, again, you did not give us any type of reason. um, to vote for you. We didn't get voters' rights. We didn't get an extension of the child tax credit, which really helped a lot of people. Um, we did not, of course, get the $15 minimum wage. And it's like the party, they expect you to forget those things. And, you know, we, I'll say this way, we should get ready for a fight because when the Republicans get in there, it's just going to be, they're going to impeach Joe Biden. I don't know what for, but they'll say his son Hunter, which I still don't understand that whole laptop thing. I'm like, somebody explain that to me because what I don't understand what his son's laptop has to do with him being in office. I mean, if we want to talk about president's kids, we could talk about the Trump kids and how slimy they are, but I I just don't get, what his laptop has to do with Biden, but they'll come up with some reason. They'll come up with some reason. Um, the DOJ won't get as much money to investigate Trump. They'll cut funding. What else will happen? The January 6th committee is done. They already know it. They need to just start getting their work done now and just forget it because after January, I think, let's see, Tuesday, it would be January 3rd, which is a Tuesday in 2023. It's done. That's going away. Um, they'll probably continue funding for Ukraine. I don't see them stopping that. I mean, it's as much as we can sell weapons to other countries, um, it won't stop, even though they'll campaign on stopping it, they won't stop that. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a fight. We're gonna have to fight there. And I'll tell you what else they're gonna do. They're gonna propose legislation to have a national ban on abortions. Now they just finished saying it's a state issue, but watch and see um if what I'm saying isn't right. They're going to propose a national ban on abortion. They won't get it because they don't have enough votes in the Senate, which Democrats, to be honest, I don't think they're going to win anything in the Senate either. I don't think Val Demings is going to beat Marco Rubio. I don't think that Barnes, I think his name is, he's not beating Ron Johnson. Rand Paul isn't going to lose. You might get Fetterman, like that may be the only seat you pick up, but it's not going to be enough to make up a difference. So even if the House moves to impeach Biden, they won't have enough votes in the Senate because there'll be at least, what am I saying? There's 50 now. Oh yeah, and Walker is beating Warnock. Yeah, mark my words. Walker is going to beat Warnock. So that would give Democrats 47 or 48, one of those two numbers. So they won't have enough votes to remove Biden from office. But the Republicans won't have enough for a filibuster either, because they have that silly 60 vote rule that you have to get, which I'm certain, who came up with that? That's not in the Constitution, which, okay, the Constitution is a piece of garbage. We know that, but it's not in there. I don't know who decided, hey, you know what? We need 60 votes to pass anything in the Senate. And what, but watch what they try to do though. They're going to say, oh, we should suspend the filibuster. Guaranteed that's going to happen. Guaranteed that's going to happen. It's gonna be difficult. I can't imagine these next few years being great for our country. I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong so badly in terms of what I think is going to happen, but everything that I see says now we're headed for a fight. We're heading for a fight. You literally had a Republican, I think it was Ron Johnson, who said he wants to cut Social Security. If you get rid of Social Security, or you're successful in it, which I don't think they're going to be successful in it, that impacts, people in their above 80, in their 70s, 60s, even in their 50s, even future generations. That would have a dramatic effect on our economy, on, how seniors are just overall making it. And he's not the only one. There's oh, what's that other senator's name from Florida? He's got the bald head, and he got convicted Medicare fraud. Like his company defrauded. Oh wow, I can't think of that guy's name. Um, well, I'll think of it later. But um, it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. I think we need to prepare ourselves for a fight. I think there's going to be a lot of crazy legislation. Just look for it. They're already trying to introduce the CRT national ban. They're already trying to get the Don't Say Gay bill national. They're going to do, they're going to do what they're going to do, and we know what they are trying to do. Is to turn us. I'm not going to say we weren't fascist. Well, see, that's the thing. Were we ever really fascist? I know that they're trying to go towards fascism. I'll say it that way. But like I said, I'm planning on doing a whole show by myself on the 8th of November on my other show, the Tracy Show, the one that I have that talks to third party candidates about the election results. Like I said, I don't know if the Democrats manage to pull this out, which again, I can't see them retain the House. But let's just say that they do. Okay, so what are they going to do? Like they haven't done, well, I would say anything, but that would be disingenuous because we did get the $1,400 checks. We did get the child tax credit that went away. Ukraine somehow keeps getting more and more money for wars. We got the Build Back Better, but only if you're a corporation will you see any of that money coming through. We got a lot of so-called Democrats that just they back down, and I personally think it's intentional. You can't, if it's not intentional, that would make the Democratic Party the stupidest political party ever. You literally knew or know what it takes to pass anything in the Senate, and that's getting rid of the filibuster. You know that's what it takes, but yet and still you're still advocating for that. But you can't pass any of that unless you get rid of the filibuster. So my question would be is how do you look, especially Black Americans, in the eye and say, you know what? The filibuster is more important than your voting rights. How do you look somebody in the eye who got a child tax credit, benefited from it, was able to feed their children, clothe their children, pay utilities so that their children would have safe places to live? How do you look them in the eye and say, you know what, the filibuster is more important than child tax credit? I and this is why I'll never run for office because I don't get it. How can you literally tell someone that and your inaction is saying that's what you think? Because if you thought different, you'd be pushing to get rid of the filibuster, but instead for some reason you want to keep a movement or whatever it's called that's really rooted in racism. And look up the history of the filibuster. It definitely was. Hello, this is Tracy, and I want to let you know that the video that you just watched is just a snippet. And to see the whole wonderful episode, you need to be a Patreon. The link to be a Patreon is in the description section. Please check it out and please support. We need as much support as possible. Remember, you can always subscribe to our page, and be notified when we get new videos. But if you want to see the whole video in its entirety, unedited, just off the cuff, no filters, no anything, be a Patreon. You can start as low as just $1 per month or $5 per month. We'll start to have polls. Um, Sometimes I'll drop into the Patreon once we get a couple more members. But again, I just want to encourage you to support us on the Patreon. The link is in the description, and have a fantastic day. Bye bye.